All right, so here is your astrology chart. And what we're going to do is just sort of highlight your relationship material, and then I'll sort of do a combined reading on the relationship material. So for you, who am I? You have Aquarius rising. And then who are you? You have Leo. So this relationship axis is known as the most radical of the six, in that its main purpose is to empower for you to be empowered and for your partner to be empowered in exploring your own self love and your own innovative fully becoming yourself. And so within the relationship, allowing you and your partner to fully develop and grow into your own beautiful blossom. So something that I like to think about is, sitting at a dinner table with your partner. And with this relationship axis, what is said is like, hey, I like to explore everything and do all sorts of different things and be innovative, um and I don't really need you every day. Like I don't need you. And he's like, hey, yeah, I love myself and I love to be like showy and on center stage, and I don't really need you either. And then you guys are like, hey, cool, let's hang out and let's, you know what I mean? This is where it's a choice to keep choosing to be together. So I love this energy. And actually, what's happening in the collective is that we're moving toward this as a relationship axis collectively, moving from Aries and Libra, which was all about, the Leave It to Beaver family setup, and moving more into this, which has to do with everybody becoming fully empowered and not projecting so much onto our partner and needing them. And of course, during certain phases of life, like pregnancy being one of them, that's kind of out the window, because what's happening with the body trumps anything else. It's like nature. You know what I mean? Nature is taking over, and this time the male is really needed. And you know what I mean? Not really. I mean, I've had babies on my own, and it's not. But if you're married, it is a time that you obviously want to have support and nurturing from the partner. But overall, the relationship axis is not a clingy one. It is really about empowering each other. So then we look at your inner feminine. So the way that you embody the goddess is Taurus. So this is beauty, pleasure, being the Aphrodite, lovely form of the goddess, and with Aquarius on the rising. So being curious, being innovative, coming up with things that have never been done before. And this combination together, I call this the cosmic tantrika, where she's cosmic consciousness and also fully embodied. So it's a really neat form of the feminine. Then your inner masculine is over here. You also have your masculine in Aquarius. So when we put this together with the descendant, it's sort of the same thing as your feminine. That's the rising. So the form of the masculine that you most wish to connect with, we would say, is like Nikola Tesla, or somebody who is extremely innovative. It's a mental realm, not just the mental, but more like cosmic consciousness. So intelligence, the brilliant mind would be something that you're attracted to. So having good conversations about things that are like mind blowing would be, for you, your form of the masculine. So when you mix that with Leo, this might be somebody who's like up on stage talking about this like super crazy innovative thing that everyone's like, whoa. He might sound crazy because that's what, like Steve Jobs and Nikola Tesla that was their whole gig. They were coming up with things that we had never heard of, and then stepping up on stage and talking about it, and people were like, but so it's a little bit before its time, but it's willing to stand on stage and show up and be the peacock, you know? So the same thing for you is like to own that for yourself, because your partner, let's see, where'd he go? His expression of the masculine is not this, you know what I mean? So it's really interesting when it comes up like this, because for you, this is your inner masculine, you know, the brilliant mind and the innovation and being willing to step on stage, like your business that you started a business and you're the face of that. And that is your inner masculine. So I love when women are able to do that, you know, fully embody their own inner masculine, and not so much projecting it onto the partner, having the knowledge of it though, and like, okay, so now I can see that, you know, the way that I'm going to honor my partner is for his, you know, what he's working with. So being able to see this to me is really helpful to like, oh, okay, so he wants to be honored for, and it doesn't mean you have to be like feeding him grapes and giving him massages and all that, but he would really like it. According to the chart, that would be something that he would like. And then also for him to recognize that your inner feminine, like if he wants to speak directly to your inner feminine, he's going to be giving you massages and feeding you grapes and, you know, really tending to your body, the physicality of things. So not just your body, but like, you know, paying bills, everything that has to do with continuing life in a body, basically. It's all about luxury and having nice things when Venus is in Taurus, and the same thing when his Mars is in Taurus. So you guys both kind of want the same things. So it's interesting dynamic. And then knowing that his form of the feminine has to do with, you know, what I mentioned in his reading with Venus in Gemini. So it's always a tricky thing because you want to be authentically yourself, but you know, just opening up this communication with your partner, I think is really, really helpful, because then, you know, not saying you have to get really good at playing Jeopardy, because Gemini, the feminine, it's like knows a lot of things. It has to do with information, and it has to do with being spontaneous. So Jeopardy is always the thing I think about with that archetype. But it doesn't mean you have to be that or do those things. Just knowing that that's his form of the feminine, so that you can, you know, see in what ways can you honor those things. So ultimately, we all have to own our own inner other, but in relationships, you know, it's nice to be able to kind of work with each other on that. So that's that. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed your reading, and if you have any questions, let me know. I look forward to connecting with you soon.